Hello friends, myself Professor Amit Sagar. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn UART programming for serial communication with PEEK microcontroller. So first of all, we'll see how the serial data is transmitted. The serial data is transmitted in the particular fashion, that is firstly the start bit, and then after that data bits are sent from D7 to D0, and then after that there will be a start bit. So this is way how the data is transmitted in asynchronous method. Now when we want to send the data over the serial lines, the serial standard is RS-232. RS-232 logic or RS-232 standard, it defines how data has to be transmitted. If logic 1 is to be sent, it has to be sent with a logic voltage level of -3 volt to -25 volt, whereas if I want to send 0, then it has to be sent with a voltage level of 3 volt to 25 volt. Now this RS-232 standard, it defines how data can be transmitted over a long distance using the serial communication line. Now why we use this MAX232 IC? The basic reason is RS-232 logic or their voltage level, it is not compatible with the TTL logic, or the computer which we use, it has logic 0 and logic 1 voltage level, they are having a different voltage level. So therefore we need one translator which can transmit or which can translate the logic 0 of the serial line to the logic 0 of the TTL, and therefore the MAX232 or 233 IC will be required. Now when we connect this serial line, we need one interface, and therefore we have a DB9 connector or a DB9 port at the back end of your computer. In that 9 pins are available, in which only 2 pins are necessary, that is transmit and receive. In some cases we also connect the ground signal or ground pin also. Okay. Now we'll see the interfacing diagram for serial communication when we connect the PEEK microcontroller to the PC. So this diagram will give you the idea how the connection is being made. The left hand side diagram is showing the MAX232 or that is MAX233 IC, and this particular diagram, it shows how the PEEK microcontroller has been connected to the PC using the DB9 connector. Now the important registers which are necessary for programming the UART in the PEEK microcontroller, we'll see one by one. The first register is SPBRG register. So whatever the value we load in this register, it will set the baud rate for serial communication. So baud rate means the data transmission rate. The next register is TX register. Whatever the data we want to send serially, it must be stored in the TX register, or it should be sent to the TX register. Then only the data can be transmitted. Then next register is RC register, RC/REG. So whenever the data is received, that data will be available in the RC/REG, that is receive buffer register. Now two important register when we send or receive the data are the status register. TXSTA is a transmit status register, and RCSTA, it stands for the receive status register. So if we want to know the status of the transmitted character, or whenever we transmit any byte, then TXSTA will get the updation. So we will come to know whether that particular byte has been sent or that particular byte has been received with the help of this TXSTA and RCSTA. These are the two status register. Then after that, the interrupt related with the UART will be available in the PIR1 register, that is peripheral interrupt register 1. So if the serial or UART related interrupt is occurred, then we will come to know regarding that in the PIR1 register. Alright, so we'll go to the next point, which is important one. Before programming, we need to make a calculation of the baud rate. And before going to make a calculation, we will first understand how the baud rate can be calculated. We take this example. Suppose our controller is having a clock frequency of 10 megahertz. Now the machine cycle of the peak controller is of 4 T states, and therefore the instruction cycle frequency is crystal frequency divided by 4, so we get the 2.5 megahertz. Then after that, the UART module, basically UART is peripheral and it runs at the lower speed than your peak microcontroller. So for UART, this clock is further divided by 16, and the UART, it operates generally on this particular frequency. It is approximately 1.56 kilohertz, and this value is very useful because based on this value the further baud rate calculation is done, and therefore the formula for baud rate is the F oscillator, that is clock frequency, then divided by 4. So here also divided by 4, again further it is divided by 16, so here 4 into 16, and then the X is nothing but the value which you need to store in the SPBRG register plus 1. So this way we can calculate the baud rate value. Let us look at one example so that it will give you the clarification. Suppose we want a baud rate of 9600 and the F oscillator is 10 megahertz. So first of all, the instruction cycle frequency is clock frequency divided by 4, so it is 2.5 megahertz. Again it is further divided by 16, so again this 2.5 megahertz is further divided by 16, and we get this 156250 hertz. Now we want to calculate the value of X. So formula is this one: baud rate is equal to F oscillator divided by 4 into 16 in bracket X plus 1. Now this X, if you take at the left hand side, then we can calculate the value of X, and when you put all the values, and you will get the value of X. So here we got the value of 15. The 15 is converted into hex, and this value you have to load into the SPBRG register. So this is the base for any program. Before writing the program, you must have to calculate the value of SPBRG. Then only we can perform the programming. Alright, so we'll go further to the next point. In order to send the data serially, what steps are required? So we'll see those steps. First of all, you have to write in the TXSTA register 20, and this TXSTA, when you write this value, it will indicate the asynchronous mode with 8-bit data frame, low baud rate and transmit enabled. Then after that, you have to set the TX pin, that is pin number 6 of port C, as an output pin. Then next step is you have to load the value for baud rate into the SPBRG register. Next step is you have to enable the serial port using the RCST register, and whatever the value you want to send, you have to write into the TXREG. So that is the next step. And then after you put the value in the TXREG, then you have to keep monitoring of TXIF bit. So till your TXIF bit becomes 1, it will be, we won't get the confirmation of the transmission. Okay, again to transmit the next byte, you have to again go to the step number 5. So this way how we transmit the data. Now the next step is we have to see the coding of this particular. We have studied the algorithm for transmission of data. Now next part is we are going to see the programming, how programming is done in our case. So I will just highlight the code part. So the first part is include file, that is header file inclusion. Then after that there is two variables are declared. The first character string is hi guys, this is Professor Amit N. Shirsagar. So I am transmitting this string over the serial port, and again next string I have stored in the string 1, that is transmission and reception RxTX test complete. So these two string I am transmitting over the serial line, right? So and that I have stored in the variable. Then after that the prototypes are defined at this section, and then vector remapping code is there. So vector remapping code is given for interrupt related activity. So here we don't have to write anything, so I'm not going into the depth of this. Alright, so we'll see the main program. Okay, in main program the temp character is declared. Then after that one more character I is assigned 0 value. Then SSPCon is made 0, so that is to disable SPI. Next instruction. Now the pin number 6 and pin number 7, they are configured as a TX and RX pin. Now this step is important where we are putting some configuration value. In SPBRG we have set the value of 71, and in SPBRGH we have set the value of 0x02. Now this will set the 48 megahertz and baud rate of 19200. Okay, so using this SPBRG we have set the baud rate value. Then further this TXSTA is transmit enable. So again next is RCSTA is again to configure the reception. So TXSTA and RCSTA, these two registers are for configuration of transmission and reception. Okay, again the temp register is assigned the value of RC register, that is the receive buffer. Okay, now next is the string is this particular character string is pointed by the variable I, and each character of the string is transmitted using the tx byte function. So what is a tx byte function? In tx byte function, the character is sent to the tx register and the TRMT bit is checked till your TRMT bit is becomes 0, that is till the transmission is complete, the data will be sent. So this way the transmission of data is accomplished. Similarly, for reception of data, the next function is being defined. Alright, now this second for loop is again for transmitting the second string. Okay, so this way how the data is transmitted in this particular. Then one more, this while loop is for receiving the data. Okay, so there are two transmission function and one receive function is there. Now if we want to program this on the kit, so we have to use the MPLAB software. So I'm going to tell you the step what is required for MPLAB. Double click on this MPLAB ID. Okay, then after that click on project wizard, next peak18 F4550, then click on next. Okay, here C18 tool suite and C18C compiler. Then I create one folder on the desktop. Okay, I name this by ANK. Okay, then I name this project as serial1 and click on save, then click on next, again next, and finish. Okay, so I create one new editor. In that I'm pasting the code. Okay, I so save this code again. So here I have to save on the same folder. Okay, so I save this file with serial123.c. Okay, now we will add this file. Then again we have to add the header file, that is vectorrelocate.h. Okay, so before adding this file, what I will do is I will copy this file of vectorrelocate.h and I will paste in the project folder, that is ANK. Then I will add this one. Yes, I have added this one. Now again I have to add the linker script file. Okay, here on desktop I have a folder. Okay, so here I have added the linker file. Now we are ready to make a project, build the project. So click on build all. Okay, so this way we have created a program and successfully built the project for serial communication. I think I have covered most of the aspect. The only remaining part is you have to whatever the hex file we have created, just that you have to burn on your microcontroller kit and connect the DB9 connector to the microcontroller kit and you can serially transmit and receive the data. Okay, for serial transmission reception of data, you can open the hyperterminal of your computer and you can see the serial transmitted data on it. Okay, so that's enough for today. Thank you very much.